Yo, what's goody everybody? We're back on Anime Last Stand, and I'm gonna be telling y'all everything you need to know about the brand new tournament update that just dropped. Remember that I am gonna be doing a giveaway once I reach 500 subscribers, so make sure y'all subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if it helped you out, and then join my Discord down in the description so that when I start the giveaway, y'all can join up and have a chance to win. So stop the yapping and let's get into the video. Now the first thing we're gonna be talking about is the main content in this update, which is tournaments. Now if you go to tournaments, we can see that it's kind of like Anime Vanguards. I never played Anime Adventure, so I don't really know how their tournaments were like, but here you can see this kind of like Anime Vanguards where you have two buffed up elements. One gives more of a buff than the other, but they're both getting buffed. In this case, water is giving 150% more damage, and then light is giving 70% more damage. Now one thing I'm going to say is I think tournaments are bugged because no matter what element it says here, when you actually go into the tournament, they're all nature units. So I'd recommend that once you're actually watching for elements, make sure you see fire up here and then actually do it, because then you're giving even more damage. And it's kind of bugged. They have to fix that. I hope they actually fix that because it's a pretty bad bug, I'm not gonna lie. But if you are gonna do it, if you're trying to cheese this code or cheese this bug, wait for fire to get a buff and then actually go in, because then you're going to be getting a much higher buff than you would be getting with these other buffs right here. Now as you can see, the top three do get Roger, and you do get a bunch of trophies. One thing to note is that in next update, I'll put it up on screen right now, next update, Roger will be in the tournament shop right here, and he's probably most likely going to be costing trophies, of course. You can also buy his Evo item right here. 150 trophies, gonna be really sick. So yeah, if you do want Roger really badly, like I really want Roger, I don't know if I'm gonna grind tournaments though. I'll see like a showcase on him, and then depending on how good he is, I might grind for him. It just sounds like a lot of work that I don't really know it's gonna be worth, but I guess we'll see when that time comes. But yeah, in the tournament shop, next update, if you really want Roger, make sure y'all grind your trophies, save up a lot. I'm guessing it's probably gonna cost like 500 trophies to get one, so grind up, make sure y'all are stacked on trophies. And if you actually really want to get them, and hey, if you're good enough to get top 3 and get Roger yourself like that, then congrats. Honestly, that's gonna be crazy. If you go look at the leaderboard right now, 130 trillion damage is crazy right here. This has to be bugged. Like there's definitely bugs being in the tournaments right now that are getting cheese. Like I said, make sure you're bringing fire units whenever there's a fire buff, because you're getting like a 400% damage buff depending on how much this buff is. I'm saying buff like so many times, it's kind of pissing myself off. But yeah, that's tournaments right there. Pretty standard, nothing crazy. You know, you've seen tournaments in other games before, but that is the main content that was dropped in this update. Now the next thing we're going to be talking about is the units. Now if I'm being completely honest, the only unit that I would say is worth going for and is worth your materials is Rengoku Evo. Now Rengoku Evo is actually pretty broken. He has a passive that gives himself 3x the amount of burn damage than every other unit. So he's basically doing black flame damage, but it actually kind of works. Because if you don't know, black flames really never works, because it's in a span of 10 seconds, and you would never actually get the full extent of that 10 seconds unless you have like Ichigo with like no SP on him on his max upgrade. That's like the only time you actually use black flames. But here, burn is actually usable, and it is 3x his damage. His DLT has 3x the damage, not his actual damage, but his dot, his burn is 3x the amount of damage that normal burn would be. And it is crazy. He sets up as a cone, really good damage, 650 to play, so he's still a starter unit. They basically took everything that was good about old Rengoku, put it into this one, and that's like everything that was bad about old Rengoku, which is, you know, besides early game modes like infinite, or you know, you can say tournaments, he is kind of useless in those game modes. But they actually gave him the ability that even increases dot damage by even more. He's doing crazy damage, and he's just a really good unit for end game and early game. So I'd 100% recommend going for him if you haven't gotten him already. He is very good. He's kind of easy to get. The only tedious part I would say is getting the horns, because the horns, if you have to find demon portals, and if you go on the Anime Last Stand Discord, everybody is just faking portals. That was last time. I don't really know how they are right now, but when the update first dropped, everybody was feeding for the portals. So yeah, grind for Rengoku. I would say Vegito. I would honestly still say Vegito, because he's 600 to place water, still is really good damage, but I don't really think he's worth more than like an Overlord. Like if you get an Overlord avatar, cool. He is not worth anything more. Like if you go 200 rules down, don't spend them. He's a good unit to have, but he isn't as needed as I would expect, or I would recommend getting Rengoku. And then the actual unit, these are like the two units that I would 100% recommend going for. Vegito is like, if you're just super bored, you have a lot of materials, you just want more units for like your index or something, Vegeta was the case, but Idol I think is the best money unit in the game. Now, she is the best money unit in the game because off placement she costs the same as Yojin but still gives more. That means with a soul she could be giving, let me put the soul on, I was taking it off, but with the soul on she's giving 877 cash. That means units 850 and below can be placed down wave 2, which is really good because all of those units can be early game units now. Examples could be Broly. He's 800 to place. Imagine placing Broly at wave 2. That's kind of crazy, right? I still wouldn't recommend going for Broly. He's kind of okay, but just an example to say, since he is 800 to place, so that's a really good option. Very good money unit, and she also buffs at max upgrade. She has an ability that buffs her. All the enemies in her range, I think she gives a 20% damage and range buff, which is pretty good. Her range is kind of ass, so I'd recommend getting a pretty good stat. Yeah, I got B. I probably got to roll that off later. But yeah, she is a very good money unit. I got Entrepreneur luckily in like 50 euros. So go for her. Go for Rengoku. Those are the only two units that I would honestly recommend going for. So yeah, that's about it for the units. Now, with the quality of life features, I really like this update. Not because of the units, or I mean I love it because I've had Glacier Rengoku for months and months, so I'm glad he finally got an Evo. But I really like this update mainly because of the quality of life features that they added. Mainly, if you just go to the update log right here at the top right, auto rejoin, seamless retry is beautiful. Like, this alone makes this update a 7.5, like a 7.5 to 8 out of 10, literally because of this. Auto rejoin / seamless retry deletes so much lag that you could have, and it's so good. They're finally at the modern age anime tower defense where almost every, I would say, quote unquote popular anime tower defense has this feature, and it's so good. Like, it's so good. And then rework stat units, or unit stats, right? If you go to Rengoku right here, he has now 25% damage at Triple S, 11.3 range, and 11.8 SPA. Now, before Triple S would get capped at 20%, 10, and 10, but now they actually increased the percentage of damage, range, and SPA that you would get. So now you get a much higher boost than you would be getting before. So that's pretty sick. I'm glad that I actually waited to Evo him and then actually roll the stats. I got pretty lucky with that. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And then the trait animations. A lot of these are kind of visual effects as you can see at the left. See that the icons did get reworked. I really like it a lot more. The old one was very bland. The settings is kind of the same. It's still the same, but you know, can't do much about that. And then yeah, added stat skip confirmation. This is really big because when I am rolling on units, there was like one time where I rolled off a double S and an S plus, and it pissed me off, right? But as you can see here, if you have, I've made it so S plus, SS, and SSS don't have to, like, I have to get a confirmation to roll it off, right? So now if I go to like a unit, if I go to Sukuna right here, boom, if I do this, it says, are you sure you want to roll off this S plus? I can press no, and then I can have no risk of accidentally rolling off a really good stat, which is a really big feature that I'm glad they did. This update, of course, is mainly focused on the quality of life features, and I'm glad they actually did them really well, right? Of course, you can see the codes there, but you know, if you play the game, you probably already used the codes. So yeah, that's basically all about the quality of life features. The auto rejoin is so good. Like, there's no lag. It's perfect. You just automatically boom, replay, next, whatever it is, you automatically go, and it just makes everything so much quicker, and it's just so nice to have. So that's about it for the quality of life features. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you guys did enjoy the update. My personal opinions on it is it was kind of mid. I really don't think it was worth the like 24-hour delay, because if you guys were there in the maintenance, so when they got delayed to the next morning, and then we had to wait for like 7 hours before it actually went into maintenance, and then we had to wait another 5 hours for it to get out of maintenance when they said it was going to be a short maintenance. Just a bunch of baloney, you could say, right? It was not worth the time. It was so not worth the time. But I'm glad the update dropped, right? At the end of the day, the update did drop. I'm really happy that Rengoku got an Evo, and I'm really happy that they added auto retry. And those are really good features and really good additions to the game. But in general, I really don't think it was worth the 24-hour delay, right? Remember, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already for the 500 subscriber giveaway. Join my Discord down in the description, and that's basically about it. Hope you'll have a great day. Take care, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.